But then I got a tip that Benzino was actually with World in them. And I find that to be, I could never prove that, whatever, but I was looking over some old reports and it said it is reported that, this is World going after 50 Cent at Hot 97, but Benzino was there. A lot of people don't know that. Benzino was with World, which is pretty...
they were rolling together.
He was rolling with World when they followed 50 Cent from Hot 97 and took shots at them out in New Jersey.
Was he ever questioned by police?
No. I don't think so.
Huh?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering.
It's not a bad thing to say. It's not.
No.
It's interesting too because Benzino's been on TV crying and shit lately, and what the fuck?
Over the Eminem thing. Oh my God! Yeah. Have you seen that? What do you think about Benzino's thing with Eminem? It's this long beef in. I guess because he's white. I mean, get over it.
I forget where it started, but it's stupid. It's there's a lot of racism in this fucking thing. They don't like white rappers, They don't
like white cops either.
Yeah, I don't take it personal.
Right. But you ever met 50 Cent? Like in person? Talk to him?
Yeah.
Was that, I guess, when you
tried to get him to flip, but he wouldn't do it.
He wouldn't do it at all. He wasn't even interested.
There's a great story to it, but I'm afraid to tell it. I want to wait. I want to see if I can make contact with 50. No, seriously, see if he'd be okay with something, because I don't want to bring violence down on anybody. That's the only thing I worry about.
I understand.
Everything else I don't care,
Right.
The rumor at the time was World was either married to Kim or going out with Kim, and then they had a falling out. But he considered himself to be Kim's manager, and he wanted 50 to do a video with her, do something, and he didn't want to do it. So you can't tell a guy like World no, right? So now World's coming at him, and I end up finding out about that World was in Brooklyn, traveled from Brooklyn to Hot 97 Radio, then followed 50 and his crew all the way out to this hotel out in Jersey City, and then just opened fire on 50 and his crew. And I'm assuming 50's crew fired back. I don't remember the ballistics report from Jersey City. It's been a long time. But, 50 could have been killed that night for sure. And a lot of his guys should have been killed, the amount of bullets that were flying around out there. But then I got a tip that Benzino was actually with World in them. And I find that to be, I could never prove that, whatever, but I was looking over some old reports and it said it is reported that, what was he, the Source magazines, / rapper from Boston, Benzino was, a part of that whole drama.
Right.
And I don't remember what drama that 50 and Benzino had, but lately, all this stuff comes up in my feed and I see Benzino on Drink Champs. He's half in the bag, drunk, crying and talking about beefs from the past. And he's just like in tears. I'm like, this guy's slipping, man, so.
Right. What was I going to say? It's funny because, just up the block, if you take a left and go straight, was 50's, was the G Unit office.
Yeah, well, I remember Chris Lighty had threats coming at him from Jimmy and I guess World too, and got so bad. I think I don't know why he was really worried about it, but they made threats that they were going to come get him out in New Jersey and get his family. And I went out there, I met with his wife, and then later he came over the house afterwards. I think I got tipped off from somebody in Interscope about it. And anyway, we went out there, and again, these guys, they don't want to cooperate with the police, but they want protection. And, I'm not in the protection game, so I didn't get any real good, intel from it, other than, he had my number, and if he wanted to reach out and tell me the deal, he could have. So I like Chris. He's another guy. He suffered a lot with all this nonsense, being 50's manager, getting attacked in clubs. Like, those guys have a million stories, man, and that was a rough ride for a lot of years. And, all these guys like Benzino, These guys in Murder Inc., they're like nobodies compared to him, you know, or they had their 5 minutes and it's over. And I get a kick out of, they all come back looking for like, trying to, you know, I don't know, get one more shot at fame. Why do they come on and expose themselves for, one guy's crying, the other guy's bragging about girls he had sex with 20 years ago. You know, it's like, grow up, man, you know.
Going back to the Lil' Kim thing, I think it stemmed also as well. You claimed that he had, I guess, said no to Hardy, but I think as well maybe what contributed as well. I think he dissed Lil' Kim on the radio or in a freestyle on Hot.
They say that's what it was about, but I think it was a combination of things.
Yeah.
But I think they were I think they knew he was going to be there. I really do. I think they were like, I mean, these guys are crooks, right? They're murderers. They're drug dealers. They're not listening to Hot 97 necessarily. I think that was planned from the beginning. But I think they might have taken it as that's the way it happened, but I don't believe that. It was too organized. They had too many guys on the ready to go. They were a real tight unit of guys out there. And, you know, it was funny too. World was extorting from everybody. He was going after Foxy Brown, Foxy's brother Gavin Marchand. He had to take off and go hide in Atlanta because they were looking to kill him. And that's when he hooked up with the BMF. A lot of guys hooked up with the BMF. There was Gavin. Some other guy was I forget what act he was. But this guy World he really was upsetting the apple cart in New York. And I guess a lot of people have been calling Jack. I know Jack was tight with Mona Scott and different people in the industry. So people had to be calling him saying, hey, someone's got to do something about this guy. When I talked to Jack on the phone about coming to LA, he's like, hey, I got to talk to you. I got some problem with these guys. I got to talk to you about it. I don't know if he was talking about Jimmy or if he was talking about those guys. But, yeah, it was a crazy era. So,
whatever happened to Hardy?
So